Seek him that maketh the 7 stars and Orion, and turneth the shadow of death into the morning, and maketh the day dark with night, that calleth for the waters of the sea, and poureth them out upon the face of the earth. The Lord is his name. That strengtheneth the spoiled against the strong, so that the spoiled shall come against the fortress. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. Forasmuch therefore as your treading is upon the poor, and ye take from him burdens of wheat, ye have built houses of hewn stone, but ye shall not dwell in them. Ye have planted pleasant vineyards, but ye shall not drink wine of them. Woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
Through the prophet Joel, God spoke of astonishing signs in the heavens. God gave this message to Joel for those living in the last days, saying, "And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come." When many of these signs have taken place, many will try to make an attempt to explain them away as extreme cyclical events rather than signs from God. To be sure, the Bible prophecy clearly shows that God will be the author of them. And we are indeed living in the last days. And in the months of May and June, there have been many signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. Many were able to experience the lunar eclipse of the year on May 16th that was visible in the Western Hemisphere across the Americas, Europe, and Africa. Some other interesting conjunctions that took place were on June 11th with Venus and Uranus, May 29th, Mars and Jupiter conjunction, April 5th, Mars and Saturn, April 12th, Jupiter and Neptune, April 18th, Mercury, Uranus, April 30th, Venus and Jupiter, and in March, there were 3 other conjunctions as well. It is hard to imagine, but a large number of people are very unconcerned and are likely to dismiss many of the signs that will take place as random occurrences. In Genesis 1:14 through 18, it says, "And God said, Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And let them be for the lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, and God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." Always use the Bible as your guide for encouragement, strength, wisdom, and discernment. It mentions many of the things that have taken place and will be taking place in the very near future. The next exciting sight to catch in the sky is the harvest moon, which starts on Saturday, September 10th. The reason why it is so special is the fact that it is September's full moon, which is closest to the autumn equinox. It is referred to as the harvest moon because it is during this month that most of the crops were harvested ahead of the autumn, with the moon giving its light to farmers so that they could carry working longer in the evening. Some alternate names for this harvest moon is barley moon, the full corn moon, or fruit moon. October's full moon is also named as it came to signify the ideal time for hunting game, which were becoming fatter from eating falling grains as people planned for the cold months ahead. The harvest moon will peak at approximately 6 a.m. EDT or 10 a.m. UTC, although it will appear brighter and full in the sky beginning on Friday, September 9th and into Sunday, September 11th as well. As the summer fades to early fall, farmers across North America prepare to harvest their crops before the arrival of frosty autumn nights. The full moon that occurs closest to the September equinox often aligns with the harvest. The harvest moon is sometimes the final full moon of the astronomical summer and other times the first moon of the fall. No telescope is required to see this in the sky, as it is bright enough to be seen with the naked eye, even in the heart of a city like Los Angeles, Chicago, or Philadelphia, where there is ample light pollution. Another exciting thing to mention, on top of the harvest moon being a very important sight, is that Jupiter and Saturn will also be rising with the full moon as well. They begin to align with one another, and the celestial show will continue throughout the weekend, with the moon shifting towards Jupiter and appearing just below the planet on Saturday night and Sunday night as well. The pairing will be a great opportunity for many people to catch it in the sky. Jupiter is the brighter of the two planets and will appear to the left of the moon, while Saturn is slightly dimmer and will shine to the right of the moon. It is a very exciting time for us as believers to be able to see these sightings that were mentioned in the Bible and that they are appearing all over the world. There are some scriptures about the harvest that I want to read to you from the King James Version, starting off with Luke 10, verse 2. Therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. Say not ye, there yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest? Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white, already to harvest. John chapter 4, verse 35. We are currently seeing the separation of the wheat and the tares, but we were chosen to be here right now, and we are part of the harvest. We are the bride of Christ.
It shall come to pass, in the last days, saith God, I will pour out of my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. And on my servants and on my handmaidens I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I will show wonders in heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before that great and notable day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass, that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of God among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which God did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. Him, being delivered by the determinate counsel and foreknowledge of God, ye have taken and by wicked hands have crucified and slain, whom God hath raised up, having loosed the pains of death, because it was not possible that he should be holden of it. For David speaketh concerning him, I foresaw the Lord always before my face,